Okay, cycle 2, week 5, our expanding universe and all about orbits using the Cornerstone lesson plans again. Okay, so the first of the 2 activities is very straightforward. Every child is going to have a balloon and a Sharpie, and you're going to be talking about the expanding universe. So they're going to be drawing dots or small stars or other shapes on their balloon using the marker, and that's going to represent a galaxy within our balloon universe. So there's a long discussion in the Cornerstone lesson plan. I really think you should spend some time maybe highlighting what you feel like is age appropriate for your specific kids, because it's pretty long. I can't really imagine that all the kids are gonna get a lot out of all of it. But I suggest considering while the kids are decorating their balloon, which really probably isn't even gonna take a minute, maybe doing the discussion or reading the little info at that point. So anyway, all right, so we're gonna decorate our balloon, and it suggests 15 or 20 different things. Doesn't really matter, but then you're gonna do some great observation and questioning, like how far apart are the objects? Not very far. Just whatever. Ask them what they think might happen when we blow it up. And this is, we did something similar to this last time. Lots of kids have done this, so they're probably all going to understand that they're going to get farther apart. So you can start talking about that. But once they've done the designing and you've talked about it, you can blow it up. And don't have them blow it up all the way, just have them blow it up a little bit. Actually, that was probably a little too much. Have them blow it up a little bit at a time. So blow it up, stop. And then they're going to look and say, well, what's happening? And they're getting further apart. Let's blow it up a little more. Oh, they're getting further apart, and the things are getting bigger. And you're talking about the distance between the shapes and the dots, and how they're getting much further away from each other. And you can have them blow it up as big as they can. And maybe they can even observe their friends blowing them up. Maybe take turns blowing them up and watch it actually growing as it's being blown. So then there's a great discussion at the end that's shorter than the first discussion about the expanding universe. So that's the first discussion. The first activity, rather. The second activity, when you come into class, you will find this already assembled, okay? There's some fishing line here that's attaching a bigger weight and a smaller weight, and then a wooden spool. And this whole discussion is all about satellites, and we've already talked about satellites in previous weeks and talked about how the orbit of something around the Earth or around the sun or whatever, that the closer it is, so the distance affects how fast it goes. But now we're going to be talking about mass and how the mass of the object can affect the orbit. So to demonstrate this, again, as always, there's great discussion, but this is what you're actually going to be doing. Okay, so you're going to stand up, and you're going to want some space for this. I was surprised how tricky this is. And I would say you should demonstrate this the first time, and then if you think your kids can try it, it's up to you, okay? So I'm holding the spool. I'm not holding anything but the spool, and I'm going to start going around. And as I'm twisting it around, do you see that the bigger weight, so the bigger weight's on the bottom, the bigger weight is actually raising up? And we're also supposed to be noting, like, how long does it take for that smaller weight that's orbiting the spool? How long does it take to go around? Does it take longer the further away it is? It sure does. So that's one. So remember, the smaller weight's on the top. You're holding only the spool. The bigger weight's on the bottom. And then there's another set where the small weight is even smaller. So we've got these two, we got a small weight and a medium weight that we'll take turns trying out. So this is the small weight. Again, bigger weights on the bottom, small weights on top, only holding the wooden spool, and I'm going to start going around. So I'm actually doing it really fast And the faster I do it, then it goes up. So this one goes way faster around than the medium weight did. So I don't think it matters which, actually the lesson plan tells you to do the small one first, but I don't really think it probably matters. I think it's pretty obvious what's going on. So either way, you have good discussion about which one went faster. The small weight went way faster around, orbited faster. So again, like I said, if you have extra time and you want the kids to try this, you can. But like with other weeks, there will be a wonderful little devotional that you can read to take up the last 3 or 4 minutes if you'd like to, that has to do with our expanding universe and God's role and all that. So that is week 5. Thanks, guys.